My son is obsessed with Chick-fil-A. Thankfully, we recently got one in our area, but prior to that, I was making these copycat Chick-fil-A sandwiches for him all the time. Nothing beats the taste of a piping hot Chick-fil-A sandwich, but this air-fried version is pretty darn close. I'm Christina from It Is a Keeper, and I share tried and true recipes that anyone can make, like these Chick-fil-A sandwiches. It's got all of the same flavors, and the air fryer makes it crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. Alrighty, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to make our Chick-fil-A sandwiches is we need to pound out our chicken breast. So here I have one chicken breast. I trim the fat and those not so good parts off of the chicken breast. I'm gonna put it in a zipper bag. You can do up to 2 chicken breasts at a time. I'm just gonna do one here. I'm gonna turn it. Seal up the bag, getting out that air so we don't make a big pocket. And then we're going to use our meat mallet, or you could use a heavy bottomed pan, like a cast iron pan if you don't have a meat mallet. It's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna use the pokey end because I don't wanna break the bag. I'm gonna use the flat end. Okay, that looks good. I feel better. You can see how it's nice and thin, about a 1/2 inch thick all the way around. So I'm gonna bring my plate back in. Take our chicken out. And I'm just going to cut it in half because this will make 2 sandwiches. Each chicken breast will make 2 sandwiches. Alrighty, back into the bag it goes. And get that little piece in there. All right, so we have get my plate out of the way. Bring the bag holder in. I love this bag holder. It's perfect for holding your bag upright when you're trying to make marinades or process stuff for freezing in zip top bags. It's really a great tool. So to the chicken, we're going to add 1/4 cup of pickle juice, dill pickle juice. That's gonna tenderize and add a lot of flavor. And then some water. We're going to seal up our bag, toss it in the fridge while we work on the rest of it and let this chicken marinate. But I wanna smush it all around to make sure it gets nice and coated. So while our chicken is marinating, we're going to work on setting up our breading station. So to this first bowl, I'm going to add an egg. And to the egg, I'm going to add some milk. And we're going to whisk that together. I'm just gonna use a fork. This is gonna help our breading stick to the chicken. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna set this aside and I'm going to bring in another bowl. And I'm using a nice shallow bowl so that when we dredge it, it doesn't have high sides, so it's easy to see. So in here, I'm going to add some flour and some cornstarch, some powdered sugar. I know, it's a little odd, isn't it? Then we're going to add some seasonings. I have paprika, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. In they go. And just get everything combined together so that the seasonings mix with the sugar and the cornstarch and the flour. All right. So we're going to line these up because we're going to dip it in the eggs, and then we're gonna dip our chicken in the flour mixture, and then we're gonna air fry it. Okay, so we have our chicken back. It's been marinating for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to grab one piece and dip it right in that egg mixture. Nice and coated on both sides, and then right into the flour. Whoopsie. I like to use tongs so that my fingers don't get a mess, but get in there with your fingers if you feel like you need to. And I'm just making sure every single part of it is fully coated. Okay. We're gonna shake off any excess and back on our plate. And we'll repeat the process with the remaining chicken. And hey, if you have any of those small pieces that kind of break off, make little nuggets out of them. Why waste it? You can probably do the exact same process for nuggets too. I want to make sure every little bit is coated. There we go. This is looking good. And you know it's going to taste better if you make a mess while doing it. Okay. So we have our chicken going. I think it's important to point out too, I'm only doing a half batch right now. The printable recipe is for a full batch. So keep that in mind. That's why I only have the 2 pieces of chicken here. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this and bring in our air fryer basket, and I'm gonna clean up this mess. Okay, so I have my air fryer basket here. It's already preheated. I'm going to spray it with some non-stick cooking spray. We don't want our chicken to stick. And then I'm going to place both of these patties in here. Now, however many you can fit will depend on the size of your air fryer basket. I can only fit 2. You don't want to overcrowd them. So I've got 2 in here. We're gonna pop them in. After about 6 minutes, we're gonna flip them, crank that temperature up, and cook them for another 6 minutes. Okay, so we have our first cook done on our chicken. I'm going to flip it around. Oops, I kind of broke that one. We're gonna crank the heat up on the air fryer, and we're gonna put them in for 6 more minutes. Well, our air fryer is done. Ooh, these look crispy and delicious. I'm just going to check the temperature to make sure this chicken is at 165. Perfect. Perfect. All righty. I'm so excited about this. Look at that delicious chicken patty. All right, couple more things to make these absolutely perfect. We are going to put some pickles on here. Okay, and we will get the pickles going. So remember I told you about the Chick-fil-A sauce. So in my opinion, no Chick-fil-A sandwich is complete without a smear of Chick-fil-A sauce. So I'm going to put that right on that top bun. Oh, perfect. All right, close them up. And voila, perfect copycat Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I'm going in for a bite. I can't resist. Oh, the chicken is perfect. You can taste the little bit of spice coming through from that spice mixture we did in the breading, and the pickles mixed with that Chick-fil-A sauce. Don't miss out on that. Make sure you get that copycat recipe. And this soft brioche bun, you have to use a brioche bun for this. It makes the difference. These air fryer Chick-fil-A sandwiches are definitely a keeper. Who are my Chick-fil-A fans out there? Drop me a comment with your go-to order. And if you want to make my copycat Chick-fil-A sauce, make sure you check out my must-have sauce recipes. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You can get the full printable recipe in the video description below. I'll see you next time. Bye.